So, about a month ago, I made a video on a PS3 game called Super Stardust HD, where I kind of discussed how much I like twin-stick shooters. Now, my biggest example of a twin-stick shooter I love is Geometry Wars, and this is Geometry Wars 3. Um, by and far, my favorite series in the whole twin-stick genre. Uh, I can't think of any I like more than this. Now, 3 has this big adventure mode, right? Tons of different levels and whatnot. I don't really care about this, so I haven't really done much of it. I care most about classic mode, which is what we're going to be looking at in the video, which is a bunch of different modes. This is basically Geometry Wars 2 put into 3, and this is kind of my favorite. So we're just going to kind of look at all the modes and whatnot. So first thing we're going to look at is Deadline Classic, which I believe is a 3-minute timer, and whatever score you get by the end of the 3 minutes, if I recall correctly, yeah, 3 minutes, is your final score. So it's really about maximizing score potential, maximizing just maximizing the time in your life, picking up all these green gems. Each green gem you pick up actually adds to your multiplier. In Geometry Wars 2 and 3, it wasn't always like that. In the original Geometry Wars on Project Gotham Racing 2, and then the first Retro Evolved on 360, which was an arcade launch title, it was just killing X amount of enemies to up your multiplier to a certain max amount. But they changed it in 2 to this system, which I think is actually a lot more interesting because you build up multipliers so much in a much more crazy way, and it also rewards playing this game in a much more dangerous way too. Because you're gonna see a lot of these greens, a lot of these little green things on the ground. You'd be like, I need these, I want these to get a really good score. So you might be going through non-traditional lines and things like that as you try and clear things out. Now, what's really cool about this Deadline mode is, also, if I screw up, by the way, I haven't played Geometry Wars in a little bit now. What's really cool about Deadline is how fast the difficulty scales up. You kind of get the full difficulty curve experience in the span of 3 minutes, which I think is really, really awesome. And you'll see all the different kinds of enemies, right? There's a ton of different enemies. So you got the orange ships. The orange ships go back and forth, side to side, just in one direction, just back and forth. Whatever direction they spawn in, that's what they stick to. You have the pink ones, the pink squares. Those completely track you. And when those, the one I just shot there, not these ones here, but the ones I just shot, they blow up into multiple pieces. Fast-moving pieces. You have the worms, so you have to hit, in the head, the blue head to destroy them. You have these gates where you can ricochet bullets or go through them to cause a little bit of a AoE, area of effect attack, to take anything else out around it, which we'll get into more a little bit later. There are black holes where if you shoot the black hole once, it activates and it sucks in every enemy around it. And if they blow up, they fire a devastating amount of bullets at you. And basically, good luck. Good luck surviving after that. Especially as the game goes on. Oh yeah, I'm not getting anywhere near my top score. I'm not even a third of the way there. I used to take Geometry Wars very seriously. I've kind of stopped lately, but it's so good. There are the green squares. Those ones are kind of like the scaredy cats. Those ones, whenever you shoot towards them, they're going to try and dodge the bullets. You have pinwheels that just kind of bounce around. You have the blue diamonds, which just track you naturally. I'm trying to think of other ones I'm forgetting. I don't know if I'm... Oh, there's little tiny ones. Little tiny ones just kind of come out rapid fire. They're nothing scary. It's just they're overwhelming in numbers. And then the other one is this magnet ship. The magnet ship comes at you blazing fast, and you're gonna get behind it and shoot it. So that's that. But that's Deadline mode. 3 minutes, get the highest score as possible. It's pretty pretty insane to get up there in leaderboard. I'm 479 in the world on that mode, which is surprising because I haven't played this game in a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm still that high up, which is cool. This is King mode. King mode's weird. I like it, but I'm not good at it. King mode, in order to shoot, you need to be in these circles here. When you're out of the circles, you cannot shoot. And once you enter a circle, you activate it. And when the circle's activated, that means it's going to close very soon. So the strategy of this mode is get into a circle, clear out everything around it, and get out before it closes. Or else you're pretty much dead. It's a really, really cool mode. It's not my favorite, though. But you can have some really awesome games in it. I'm not very good at this mode. And you only have one life. Once you're dead, you're dead. But yeah, not my favorite mode. And the other thing about this mode, too, is how quick the difficulty ramps up. Like, right now, this is very, very chill. Very simple, very chill. Basic routing, but, like, as this mode goes on, and, like, you have to, like, kind of leave, and this, like, battlefield just completely surrounded, it's stressful. And you never know if you're gonna make it. And the other thing, too, is this mode doesn't have any bombs. Because bombs will clear the entire screen out in most modes to help you out. This mode doesn't have it. In fact, there's a few modes without it. But this mode especially, it is devastating not to have the bombs. And also you can see right there, like, how I just kind of, like, went out of position a bit. To get the multiplier, that's kind of, like, what you do in this mode. I'm already dead. That's okay. I think you kind of get the point. King, it's not my favorite mode. I'm not really good at it. Here's Evolved. Evolved is the classic mode. This is the one that takes the longest to do. This one's based upon Geometry Wars Retro Evolved, the first one. Actually, in design. But, it is using the Geometry Wars 2 system and now the 3 system of picking up the gems. So this is kind of like a hybrid of Retro Evolved 1 and 2. Also, I should also mention I'm playing the Steam version of this, because this is on PC, and I believe it's on Xbox One? Or maybe it's 360, I forget what. But Geometry Wars is a very big part of, like, kind of like, Xbox. Or at least it was. I don't think it's still relevant on Xbox. Like, to me, this game's always going to be relevant. But I don't know, like, how well known it is anymore, because this was the, to-get arcade title. During the 360 launch. Like, this was actually arguably the best title on the 360 when it launched. Besides maybe Project Gotham Racing 3. In terms of, like, exclusive stuff. Like, this game was, like, all the hype back then. And, like, well-deserved hype, too. But the first Geometry Wars Retro Evolved only had this mode. And it didn't have, like, some of these enemy types. Like, these orange ships were not a thing in the original Retro Evolved. But at the time, like, seeing this in HD and, like, everything popping at the time, like, on your TV, my god, it was great. But also really tough. The original Retro Evolved, I would actually argue, is the toughest one. I'm not going to say they've got easier over time, because maybe it's just, like, a general experience thing, but I feel like the difficulty scale is a lot better, I guess would be the word. How'd I die to that? Oops. But I would say, like, the difficulty scale is a lot better. The more modern ones. Which is good and bad. But, games get moving a lot quicker. In the original Retro Evolved, in order to have a decent run, you really couldn't die. Until you had quite a few points. Usually without not dying for, like, 2 or 3 minutes. If not more. Probably closer to 5. If you wanted a chance at having, like, a halfway decent score. And now, like, you just kind of, like, get thrown into stuff, like, in 2 minutes. So, like, it was a lot more punishing in the original Retro Evolved. Whereas this one, it's not as punishing. Like, you keep your multiplier and stuff like that, which is nice. But at the same time, like, there's a lot more on the screen to kind of, like, remember, like, what to do around. And again, it's been a while since I've played this, so my brain's kind of going into overwhelm mode, and then trying to do a commentary while playing this. Doubly difficult. That's okay, because I love Geometry Wars, and hopefully, like, the gameplay isn't terrible right now. Because I always talk about, like, how... Yeah, that was bad. I always talk about, like, how much I love this game, and then, like, I finally go to record it, and, like, I'm just doing so terrible. But, you know, it'd still be it. Because for this, I just kind of, like, want it to be a showcase. Oh, there's the magnet chip. Well, goddamn. Maybe we'll give, like, another run of that soon. But here's Pacifism. Pacifism's the one that's taken a lot of people's time, probably the most of mine, in the more modern Geometry Wars. This one you can't shoot, and you gotta route all the blue diamonds into the gates to kill them. And the thing with the gates is, even though that sounds super easy, if you hit the sides of the gates, you die. Like, the orange bits of the gates do kill you if you ram into them. So this mode's really about getting as many dead as possible, while navigating the field and not hitting the diamonds or the sides of the gates, and basically profiting here. It's really, really, really difficult as this mode gets going. And I'll say it's the most chill one as well, because you only got to worry about 2 enemy types and just routing. Very, very basic routing. And soon enough, like, these gates aren't even going to kill, like, a tenth of the things after me. Or you can totally get trapped in a corner like that. Let's do another run of that. It's addicting. And it's also drop in, drop out. Not even drop in, drop out, but, like, you mash one button, you restart the run. Like, there's no, here's a failed screen, go through a loading screen. Like, no, it's like, oh, you want to do it again? Press X. Which is lovely. But yeah, I love Geometry Wars, and I think this series has held up so well. And, like, to me, like, this will pretty much be the bar for, like, you know, twin-stick shooters. It's gonna be like that, and, like, Super Stardust HD. If you consider Robotron one, because I think Robotron's probably, like, the earliest example in my mind of kind of, like, a traditional kind of, like, twin-stick style, even though it wasn't quite a twin-stick. That's another good example of kind of gameplay like this. It's like the bar is, like, set so high. So, like, I can kind of see, like, why you don't really see major games in this genre come out too often. Because, like, how do you improve upon, like, these games? Like, there's been games that tried. Like, there was a recent series called Waves that was pretty good. And I say recent, but, like, the last one came out, I think, like, 5 years ago. It's been a good bit. But yeah, like, it's a good series. Like, Geometry Wars is a good series. And, like, the other games I've tried, you know, they get close, but, like, they're not quite this good, or Super Stardust good, or Mutant Storm good. I think there was a game called Beat Hazard that used, like, your own music. That was okay, but, like, it just gameplay-wise, it was nowhere near as satisfying as this. There was, like, that point, like, in time, like, on Steam, and, like, I think it was also on 360, like, where you could use your own music in a lot of games to kind of, like, shape the game. That gate opened up right on me. I gotta go to the other modes. One more run, regardless of how it goes. But yeah, there was, like, that, and Audio Surf was another one. Actually, I would actually love to do videos featuring those, but I just remembered I don't exactly have licenses to play music like that, which is a shame. Because, like, an Audio Surf video might be really cool. That was a really good game. If people, like, used to just, like, play the dumbest stuff, like, music-wise in that game, just see, like, how it would generate tracks for you. Like, Audio Surf, like, with, like, Adam Sandler stand-up comedy and stuff. Or not Adam Sandler stand-up, but, like, They're All Gonna Laugh at You segment was one I did. That was fun. That was a thing. Now I'm just kind of rambling. But rambling seems to be helping me have a working brain for this mode right now, so deal with it. My god. This is intense. I'm dead. I cannot... No. Okay. I screwed up. I lost confidence. I deserved that. Alright, let's do Waves. Okay, Waves is all about the orange ships. And as you can probably guess, it's just going to be non-stop waves of those ships until, like, your entire screen is covered and they start doubling them up, tripling them up. And this mode is all about getting those clean hits to get the multiplier as quick as possible, which I've already failed to do. Oh yeah, and they also throw, like, some common enemies in as well, but it's mainly dominated by these ships. It's very difficult. This mode's really addicting, though. I like this mode. Not anywhere near as much as Pacifism or, like, you know, Retro Evolved or Evolved Classic or whatever they call it in this game. Retro Classic, I think, is what they gave it the name of this game. But this mode can be super satisfying. but very difficult. Super, super difficult. But I love it. Yeah, if you aim just right, you can get all the ships in one swoop like that. Which early on is great to get, just maximize that multiplier. Because in this game, multiplier is everything. Oh dear God. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thankfully I got the gate, then I crashed on the side of the other gate. That's one. That's a way to go out. Now, this should be retro evolved. Okay. I think this one uses the old system. I think this one uses the old multiplier system, yep. Alright, so in the old system, because this is Evolve Classic, this is how the first Retro Evolved was on 360. Not to be confused with the very, very first Geometry Wars, which was a side game inside of Project Gotham. This one has slightly different enemies, slightly different, I don't know if they do the same spawn patterns as the original in this one. Sorry, I get sidetracked, but yeah, this isn't like the same as like the original, this is like the 360 one. But spawning patterns a little bit different, how you get multipliers different, it really depends on how many enemies you kill, and if you die, you lose your multiplier. And you also get, it should be a different gun every 10,000 points. So when I hit 10,000, I should go to either a quick fire shot or like a very like spread shot. So we'll see when I get to 10,000. And this one is all about getting your multiplier up to like 9x, which is the max, or should, I think it's 9x is the max. But as you can see, the pacing of this one is way slower. Like way, way slower. So getting like that high score is a little bit more of a grind, and like the pressure of needing to use your bombs and staying alive as long as possible is a lot more real. Like if you die, like you're setting yourself back pretty far. Now, admittedly, because this is all based around how many enemies you kill as you die later on, like you get your multiplier back really, really fast. But it's still a case of needing to survive. And it's still a case of if you die, like, you are getting, like, nothing for points. I remember back in Retro Evolve, like, when I was really going for high scores, I would restart if I died before 1,000,000 points. Because if I died before 1,000,000, like, it wasn't, like, even a run worth doing. Like, that's how intense it kind of got after a bit. And, like, my need for 1,000,000 was like nothing compared to like other players in the game, because like other players in the game like got, I think, close to 1,000,000,000 points at one point. I think at least 100 mil. I remember there being 100 mil, which is insane because it's like almost, I think it was like 6 hours to play this to like get up to that kind of score. I forget. There was just some dude I remember like just playing this game like in little shifts, like over the period of like a day. Just maximizing his score, and like that's kind of like what this game became. Alright, we used a bomb. Bombs are vital because again that saved my multiplier, which would have, hold, I gotta think, damn, which again, losing your multiplier is devastating because like now I'm back down to 1x, so like anything I kill, not really worth much. This run's already screwed. Already screwed. Like, badly screwed. Because difficulty's amping up really, really fast here. Damn. I keep missing, like, the littlest things on my screen. Oh, here's the tiny ones I was talking about, though. But these ones are great, because, like, you can up your multipliers so fast, unless you're an idiot like me. And just sit in a corner and let them hit you. But that's okay. Because this isn't like supposed to be like a skill showcase, really. It's really not. Because I'd rather play the classic one again. Evolved. Let's do that and kind of wrap up the video. Because I've kind of shown, like, all the modes. This game's really, really fun. I don't know, like, what it costs right now. I could check on Steam, but I'm a lazy person. I don't think this game's more than 15, though. I don't think I paid more than 20 on release. And this game, 3 came out, I think, 2014? Something like that, 2013, 2014. So it's, like, not a very expensive game, and I'm going to assume it has sales. Quite often. But if you're looking for, like, a really cool kind of, like, arcade-ish sort of game like this game's perfect. And even though I didn't show it, there is an adventure mode. I mean, I showed you the level select, which, the adventure mode just has, like, preset levels and, like, little goals to do. And they take place on more of, like, a three-dimensional sphere, or, like, kind of, like, a different shaped sort of area. And not just, like, a flat square like this. So if that sounds like more kind of, like, what you want, then, you can most definitely do that, too. But for me, like, this is the kind of stuff I like in these games, just, like, pure score attack. So I kind of just stick to these modes. I may or may not be addicted to these modes. I don't know, like, games like this just, like, never get that old to me. I'm kind of like a score attack sort of gamer at heart. It'd be also really cool if I could top my old best score, but, like, I don't think it's happening. Now with, like, how high I set the bar for myself. I kind of, like, want to also, like, turn on, like, my old 360 to look at my Geometry Wars 2 scores, because, like, that was the game I put the most focus in, I think, for, like, really, really high scores. I put my time in that game. I think it's, like, the... Oh, God. A black hole blew up. I think that is the most understated thing I've ever said. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, there's the ships. They're so fast. I tried bombing. But alas, I was too late. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, this is not going well. This isn't looking good. If I'm lucky, maybe I can get like 10 mil. Also, I wonder like how this video is gonna look. I imagine the compression and stuff like on this video is going insane. With all the different colors right now, my god. Let's do this. All I want right now is 10 mil. That's all I want. Okay. Unless I screw up really bad here, it should be doable. Damn it. Yep, barely got it. Oh, I still have another life. I died just in time to get a life. That sounds really, really weird. That is a very weird sentence when you really break it down. But that's okay. Yeah, Geometry Wars is a really, really cool game. Really, really cool. All the different modes are great. Obviously, I didn't play too well here, but I think you kind of get the idea of like what those modes are. I've never looked at it, Ultimate. I don't really know what it is. But just to kind of show it really quick. There's kind of like what you can expect from like the adventure mode. There's like leaderboards and stuff on it too. I don't really care much for it. But not that it's like, you know, terrible. You see, you kind of get like differently like shaped fields and stuff. Nothing crazy. And this one's a deadline mode, 2 minutes. You have upgrades around you, stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Might as well do it. Wonder if I can, like, actually up my score, because I think I only did, like, these levels, like, a few times over each. And just kind of went meh. And went right back to Classic. I was the same way in Geometry Wars 2, mind you, because actually, that's right, Geometry Wars 2 did have a slightly different mode. Like, now that I'm talking about and thinking about it, there was a slightly different mode in Geometry Wars 2. Outside of just, like, these classic things. That I already showed. I think. Was it that one, or was it or maybe it was the DS one? Because there was one on DS that I also had. I can't remember anymore, to be honest. But so far, so good here. I'm playing this really well, I think. Oh, God. Although I'm down to 30 seconds, I'm nowhere near the high score. But then again, the multiplier is getting really high. So maybe we're fine. But no, all I have left is 10 seconds. I don't know, man. Yeah, 4.7 mil. I don't think that puts me anywhere on this leaderboard. Yeah, that's my new high score, but, like, that's nothing. That's 2,800 on the leaderboards. Yeah, cool. That's Geometry Wars 3. You know, it's a really, really good game. I love it. I really, really love it. I'm very passionate, like, about, like, twin-stick shooters, so, I was just kind of glad to share that. Wasn't the best gameplay in the world, but you know what? That's okay. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully that wasn't too bad of a video. And toodles, y'all. Have a good day.